Hello, I'm Dino Patti Djalal, founder and chairman of Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia, the largest grassroots foreign policy group in Indonesia, in Southeast Asia, and Asia Pacific. What I'm about to say about the situation in Venezuela fairly represents public opinion in Indonesia and I believe in many parts of the world, including in America. We take the position that the U.S. military strike in Venezuela and the abduction of President Maduro and his wife is dangerous, wrong, and unlawful. According to our cursory research, independent, credible legal experts in the West and Global South generally conclude that the U.S. action in Venezuela violates international law and the UN Charter. Even members of the U.S. Congress, including Democrats and a few Republicans, believe that U.S. action in Venezuela is illegal and unjustified. And many members of the UN Security Council also share a similar view. Indeed, we would say that U.S. action in Venezuela is similar to Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979, which used military means to forcefully oust and kill President Hafizullah Amin, who opposed the Kremlin at the time, and replaced him with a pro-Soviet government. And of course, the United States at the time fiercely opposed that Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. The fact that some Venezuelans today are cheering this regime change does not change this notion. Just as the cheers of jubilant Iraqis in 2003 did not change the notion, as President Trump himself has pointed out, that the U.S. invasion of Iraq was a wrongful act. We are aligned with the call recently made by Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim regarding the illegality of President Maduro's abduction. And we at FPCI also believe that if President Maduro is to be tried, he has to be tried in Venezuela by a Venezuelan court, and he must be assured of fair trial. Indeed, it is abundantly clear now that the primary motivation for this unlawful aggression was to secure Venezuela's oil for the benefit of American oil companies. In a world where there's now intense competition for natural resources, the use of force to enact regime change by the United States sets a dangerous example for other countries to emulate in similar situation. And this is a prescription for a more chaotic world order. Certainly, the United States cannot claim that it alone possessed the right to topple other governments and abduct their leaders. This kind of self-serving exceptionalism would not be accepted by the majority of countries around the world. And it will lead to a terrifying world where unchecked power, greed, and lawlessness become one toxic mix, creating pervasive global insecurity. FPCI is worried to see growing signs that American internationalism is giving way to a new form of American imperialism. We have never used this term imperialism before to describe U.S. foreign policy, but we observe that U.S. foreign policies are now marked, sometimes by their own admission, by territorial expansion, aggressive conquest of resources of other countries, domination of a region, control and subjugation of other countries, bullying of allies, friends, and foes, and a self-righteous attitude mixed with a superiority complex. They are fiercely protective of American sovereignty, but easily dismissive of sovereignty of other countries. And after regime change in Venezuela, we're already seeing threats being made towards the next targets: Colombia, Cuba, Mexico, even Denmark. And this contradicts President Trump's aspiration, as stated in the most recent U.S. national security strategy, to be a president of peace for the world. And there is likelihood that the list of countries that will face increasing U.S. intervention, intimidation, coercion, pressure, and regime change will only grow in varying degrees: Iran, Nigeria, Brazil, South Africa, even Canada, and others. This is not the America that the world is accustomed to. A world where many used to seek security with the U.S. rather than from the U.S. We want to see a stable world order where America is loved, not feared, respected, not resented, and embraced, not avoided. The post-war world order in 1945 worked and succeeded because the United States crafted it and for many decades worked hard to preserve it. The present world order is crumbling precisely because its architect is actively demolishing the very system that it created. Despite the emergence of a multipolar world, the United States remains the world's superpower. America's might to impose its will on others, as we saw in Venezuela recently, is incredibly enormous. The usage of that American power must be exercised wisely, judiciously, and most importantly, in support of a world order that Presidents Roosevelt and Truman envisioned when they established the UN and the UN Charter, which inspired all countries in the world. We simply cannot afford to descend into a world of spheres of influence where might is king, where rules are optional, where hierarchy prevails over equality of nations. Indonesia and the United States are engaged in comprehensive and strategic partnership. That is Indonesia's highest level of partnership. Nonetheless, regarding Venezuela, as in the case of Palestine, we urge the Indonesian government to speak critically, candidly, and freely to the United States government, the same way Indonesia had always done so in the past when addressing the Cambodian conflict, the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, and the US invasion of Iraq. And among partners, there's always room for healthy criticism. Always remember that this is a partnership based on sovereign equality and mutual respect, not subordination. And if the United States does not accept Indonesia's criticism, then the United States is not acting as a true partner of Indonesia. Because on the other side, the United States has criticized Indonesia many, many times. And the truth of the matter is US action on Venezuela contradicts many key principles that Indonesia believe in. Non-intervention, non-use of force to settle disputes, respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, and respect for the political independence of other countries. I thank you for listening. This is Dino Jalal. Speak truth to power, speak truth to the people, wisdom without fear.